Hey Planner fam, welcome back to Best Laid Plans. It is May, it is the beginning of summer, and I am just really filled with a bunch of like DIY ideas lately. I've been watching a lot of just different creators who do DIY stuff, and I wanted to apply that to my planner so that I wasn't just kind of keeping the ideas in my head. So I wanted to share with you a planner that I have made that I have been using for the past month, and it is going to be my project planner. And we're also going to be doing a really fun cover DIY with it in a moment, so stay tuned for that. But I want to go ahead and give you just a quick tour. I have this previous planner cover that I have used with the beautiful flowers. And then I'm using my Sleeping Beauty notebook from the 60th anniversary collection as the covers here. So I just love these so much. She's my favorite Disney princess. So then I have these different projects that I've done. And so for instance, I had decided to turn this old rose pen that a friend had given me that's like definitely out of ink and everything since then, and like make it into the Beauty and the Beast one for my library bookshelf. I'll cut in with pictures of the finished product here, but I love using project pages to mood board, to plan out how I'm going to do things. It's just such a fun thing, and I decorate them with stickers as well. So I made that. I did a sign for my front door, and I did some really fun like little mushroom lamps for my upstairs bedroom. I will leave like a little video that I took. I love that room. It's my like 1970s mushroom forest room. I really kind of went wild and had so much fun with it. And I also, this is going to be one that I will share with you in a future video. We are going to make DIY planner cart buddies, and they're just basically going to be these fairies that attach to your planner cart railing, and they look really cool. I wanted to prototype it before I did a DIY, but that will be coming hopefully later in summer. And everything that I used for that was mainly just stuff from the Dollar Tree. And I did some Victorian Easter eggs this year as well. This is a version of something I saw on the Craftessa's channel. And I also did some Mod Podge work on my like dresser upstairs. So yeah, I love using the project pages. And you don't have to have project pages. You can literally just use blank pages. Here's like a current thing I'm doing. I'm making over a MDF board. Just like sideboard from like the cheapest one you can find, like $40. I had this wonderful sideboard that was like gorgeous, but it wasn't even real wood, and they wanted like $300, and I was like, I could make that. And so I got my chalk paint and all that. And so I am painting that. I'll let you know what the finished product looks like. Hopefully I can include that in the end of the video. But that's what I use these project planners pages for. And I really just like having a planner dedicated to them. I also have, in addition to the project pages, I include like mood boards. This is my old office mood board. I have a video of using these pages. These are really old, but, so like I have my new house and all of my mood boards for how I want things to look and the vibe that I'm going for in all the different spaces, and just sort of using that as my inspiration. So, and then I have just I've been overhauling my pantry, for instance, so I have like some lists back here. And all this paper is basically from the Miss Maker collection. But any like blank paper you could use for this like purpose. So I really like using a dedicated planner for projects. I had these pages like everywhere before, and I was like, what? Why do I do that? Gather them all together. So that is why they're now in here. And at the very end, I have my Miss Maker pouch. This is one of my prized planner possessions. This is one of the original Happy Planner Girls. And I just have some colored pencils and a pair of scissors in here that I like to use when I am doing projects. But Love her. So she's just on the back here. So that is my project planner and how I've organized it. I have some metal disc here as well on it. So really have been enjoying this, getting a lot of use out of it. I like having a dedicated planner for this. It just made a lot more sense than, especially with a disc bound, than trying to just put it here and there in my different planners and losing the pages. So I'm really happy with this. Now we're going to do a DIY today where I am basically going to be taking some foam. This is just brown foam from Michaels. I have some faux florals, and I have this butterfly, and then a fairy door that I got from Dollar Tree. I also have scissors, tacky glue. You could use hot glue as well. And I also have some ribbon that I got either from Michaels or Dollar Tree. But we're going to be using that to basically make a fancy three-dimensional cover. Since I always take the pages out of this when I'm working in it, I usually, you know, I can decorate the cover and I don't mind. If you need a flat cover, this would probably not work for you. Just FYI. But I am going to just take the cover of this off right now. And I will be working around my previous decal because I really like it. I just kind of cut the shape out as approximate as I can, and I'm just going to use that as a guide when I am covering that, so I keep that open. So we'll just pop this off. And of course, since this is a project, let's quickly use a project planning page to get started on this. And I will use a new one here. So take that out. So let's go ahead and start like sketching kind of what this is going to look like. So I'm going to put today's date. Today is May 3rd when I'm doing this, and it is Derby Day. So even if I'm out of Kentucky now, I still know it's Derby Day. So we're going to call this Fairy Gateway Planner Cover. And I'm just kind of sort of sketch out the cover as I can kind of see it in my mind. So I want to do, again, having my decal of my name still there. And I'm going to do the ribbon around it just so it's not as obvious. And then I'd also really love to have the ribbon around the edges, just to kind of just make it fun. And then I'm going to use like a scoring tool, like a knife, to put grooves in this so it looks like wood. I saw Alwyn Oak do this for her, I can't remember if it was her guest book for her wedding. I think it was. And she just did that with like a scoring knife and foam. And I thought, oh, that's such a great idea. So it's not my original idea, but it's what I'm going to incorporate for my planner cover, I should say. And so let's just kind of sketch that. I'm going to do little like tree shapes here so that it looks like wood. I am not a professional artist. This is just my like best rendering that I can think of here. All right. And then we're going to have the door here at the bottom. And then I want to put the flowers over here, like a little cluster. And then I like the idea of having the butterfly like right here. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. And then I can list my, it says action steps, but I literally just use this as lists because it's checked. So you don't have to use everything that's labeled how it's labeled. So I know that I need my planner cover, measure so that you can get the right foam piece. This obviously would fit. So I need to say pick up foam, craft store. And I need a tacky glue, ribbon, trim, faux flowers, and butterfly, fairy door, put Dollar Tree in parentheses there, and oh, and plus scissors, because definitely going to need that for this project. And then we're going to attach foam, score in tree pattern, tree bark pattern. Add lace and details with tacky glue and let dry. So that is just a really quick project page that I filled out with you guys. You could see how I use this, and that way if you have these pages or you want to repurpose maybe some of the pages that you have like inserts, this is a great way to use those. I love printing on happy planner paper. I love to just use my inserts and everything. I'm going to be using them in the future for just like making planners like this. This is, I want to use up my stash. So that is really kind of the plan we're going for with this. So now that I've sketched this out, I am going to get started by measuring the foam against the cover here. And while I do this, I will just kind of pop the steps on screen. I'll play some music so that you don't have to hear all of the sounds of my neighborhood and things in the background. And we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing is to just measure up the foam board so that it is going to cover the outside of the planner cover, but not where the discs are. All right, so here's the finished product, and this has to dry overnight so that the tacky glue and everything can set. I find that the tacky glue holds really, really well. You could probably use something like E6000, but because I was using stuff like fabric, I just felt for this project tacky glue would work better. I will say, and I probably should have mentioned this beforehand, if you just got your nails done or something, this is probably not the DIY to try, or wear like protective gloves or something. You're gonna get glue on your hands. But that is my finished little fairy door planner cover. So I am going to let this dry overnight, and I'll take some pictures and I will show you guys here, as well as the finished project page where I've colored everything in and added some stickers. But that is it for this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed this DIY slash introducing a new planner. Let me know if you have a project planner or a crafting planner of any kind, if you do that kind of thing. I would love to see what your setup looks like. And I will see you guys next week in May for my third video of the month. So stay tuned for next Wednesday, and I will see you then. Bye!